Greg and I have been going through therapy on this Craig Counsell matter. You're a day later, where I believe you and Greg are both squarely now in the camp of, hanging Mark Adonasio in effigy or something like that. And I'm still over in the, Craig Counsell, you didn't have to take this particular job. So where are you this morning?
I'm going to brighten things up for you and for everybody out there.
Okay.
I'm going to give a ray of sunshine in this whole story. Yesterday afternoon, late in the afternoon, when Mark Antonasio went in front of the microphones, we found out that he's one of us. Come on, he is now one of us. And
here
a
we go.
man of the people.
That he was exactly. He's a true Milwaukeean, Wisconsinite, and also all those folks that were saying that the Brewers might leave for something as silly as money. Obviously, Mark Antonasio, after what he said yesterday, would never leave Milwaukee for anything, like $600 million from the taxpayers now, would he? Because that would be wrong. That's what he was telling us. It was wrong.
So Chad's going to lighten things up.
Who now is not one of us anymore.
Chad's going to lighten things up by backing up the semi-truck of sarcasm.
So there we go. There it is.
And dumping it all over Mark. Greg, what's your point?
Chad, I had a question.
One of us.
Chad, I have a question for you. Did he do a press conference from his Los Angeles house or his house in Brooklyn?
Oh boy. Yep. We are really letting old Craigers off the hook entirely here, aren't we? Are we really, Chad? Are we letting him entirely off the hook for going with the Chicago Cubs versus any other team? Is he really completely faultless on this?
No, he's not completely faultless, but at the same time, when you look at the available jobs, I think the Cubs job, I can't stand the Ricketts. I can't stand the Cubs. I can't stand the way American Family Field is when the Cubs fans come in there. I'm somebody that wishes the Brewers. I wish the Brewers were still in the American League so we never had to see the Cubs. I can't stand it. But if you look at the jobs, boy, Craig Counsell put himself in, I think, a position to win big. You look at St. Louis now struggling. In a year or two, the Brewers' advantage with pitching is going to go away because the Brewers have proven they will not pay to keep their talent. They want to have the young people that come up there and use them for 5 or 6 years and then not pay them. Cincinnati's got, I guess, a little bit of young talent, but boy, and the Cubs have a lot of young talent that's coming up as well. And they have the ability to add to it, much like they did about a decade ago when Madden came. If you look at the job in order to win big, and I think at this point, and I know that Greg has been tired of just making the playoffs. I bet you Craig Counsell has been tired of just making the playoffs.
Yes, absolutely. And I personally do not think, as a man who was a Brewer, grew up in Wisconsin, has a house in Wisconsin, I don't think he walked into this deal flipping the middle finger to Milwaukee. I think he went with the best deal with a team that valued his performance and was going to give him the money he wanted. And I was saying, Chad, earlier to Pat, put yourself in Craig Counsell's shoes. You were offered like $5.5–6 million from the Brewers. You have a history with them. You get them the playoffs. And then you go to another team, they're like, all right, we'll give you $8 million. And the Brewers don't even sweeten the pot. At the end of the day?
But Chad just got done telling me we got to give that money to pitchers, instead. So,
but the money for the managers don't come out. That's you can make that work.
I know. I'm just needling you guys at this point.
That's a heating bill. That's a heating bill at one of Mark Antonasio's houses.
Here we go. Okay.
No, I'm saying they don't spend money on anybody.
Chad, do you have thoughts on managerial candidates at this point, or is it too soon?
No, I understand where you're coming from, Pat, as well.
Yeah. What are you thinking about the future for the Brewers here now, as a manager and as a club?
I don't envy the next guy that comes in. I think it's one of those things where it's going to be not an easy job, and especially if Counsell starts coming into Milwaukee and handing the Brewers their hat, every couple of months. If you think back about the previous Brewer managers, not a lot of success. Ken Maka, he kind of came in with some high hopes. He didn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Heck, I don't know. I don't expect them to go, big fish hunting for this one. I would be surprised.
No. And he knows all of our direct weaknesses.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it is going to make those games tough, but it's going to make it tough on him too. Yes, he'll get cheered by all the Cubs fans in the stands, but I just think it's. I mean, he's got to be asking himself more than a few times. Are we sure? Am I sure this is really worth it? But if it is, hey, if money can buy you happiness, and a big market, it's all about, again, big markets versus small markets. I get all of that. So now that we've wound up,
I think that's also a cop out at this point. I mean, come on. I mean, the Brewers are making money. You don't think that they don't show us their books, but they're doing pretty darn well between TV money. I mean, again, I don't have all the details, but a lot of these franchises before they sell a ticket are making money. I mean, let's not talk. I don't want to give. Oh, it's a small market, so we can't compete. Baloney. We can compete.
Baloney.
Chad will continue this in just mere minutes on Bull Falls Radio in Wausau. You can hear it there or on the Civic Media app or the website. Thank you, Chad. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good to see you, Greg. You have a great day as well.
You as well, sir.
And we will do this again tomorrow morning.